my dear students. So today I welcome you to the chemistry class of date. Let us write the date. Date is 30th January, 30th January 2021. So let us study about some of the fundamental concept of organic chemistry. We have studied about the chemical equation, my dear students, into the 10th standard also we have studied about it. We have seen that this portion is known as reactants. This reactants, this is arrow that shows the direction of the reaction, and that gives us the products. So C plus D, they are known as the products. Now here, in case of the organic reaction, this concept has been changed a little bit. So let us see how do we represent the organic reaction. Organic reaction is represented as follow. We have some substance which is known as the substrate, my dear students. So this particular substance is known as the substrate. This is what it is, substrate. This substrate is attacked by the attacking reagent. It forms the intermediate. This is intermediate, and then intermediate decomposes into the products and byproducts. It is not necessary that each time we have this format, but we can have this kind of format, my dear students, into the organic reaction. So if we have organic reaction, we may have this kind of format, or it proceeds in this manner. So we can expect the organic reaction to proceed in this particular manner whenever we think about an organic reaction. So please understand, this is the way by which we can represent the organic reactions. Now, my dear students, we have a very important definition to study about, and this important definition is the definition of reaction mechanism. We want to study about, my dear students, the reaction mechanism. Reaction mechanism. So we have a question that what is reaction mechanism? Please pay attention, my dear students. We want to study about the reaction mechanism. Let us see what is reaction mechanism. A sequential account of each step. So first of all, we need to mention over here that the reaction mechanism has one or more than one step. Reaction mechanism has one or more than one step. Second thing is describing. See, this reaction mechanism describes something. So it describes three things. What are these three things? First, it describes the electron movement, the details of electron movement, how electrons moves during the chemical reaction. Then it describes the energetics. This energetics is nothing but your thermodynamic portion. So it describes the energetics, and it describes the energetics means how the energy change during the chemical reaction during the bond cleavage. Bond cleavage means breaking up of bond. Breaking up or breaking of bonds, we can say. So it describes the energy when the bonds are broken, because reactants, they react with each other so that their bonds are broken, and bond formation, and products are produced. So during the production of products, the bonds are formed. So in both the cases, whatever the energy changes takes place, that is represented into the reaction mechanism. And then rates of transformation of reactants into products. Rates means speed, my dear students. So how fast the reaction takes place? And this is what it is studied under the area of chemistry which is known as the chemical kinetics. So my dear students, here the reaction mechanism actually account for the each step, so it may have one or more than one steps. It describes the details of electron movement, it describes the details of energetics during the bond formation as well as the breaking of bond, and it also describes how fast is the reaction, how fast the reactants are converted into products, or how fast or with what kinetics the reaction takes place, or during the reaction what kinetics takes place. All this information is included into a particular type of reaction which is known as the reaction mechanism. So my dear students, once again I am going to read this for you. Can any of you read it for me? Can any of you read it for me? Okay, I'll read. A sequential account of each step describing the details of electron movement, energetics during the bond cleavage and bond formation, and the rate of transformation of reactants into the products is referred as reaction mechanism. तो बच्चों रिएक्शन मैकेनिज्म के बारे में मैंने बताया आपको ऑर्गेनिक रिएक्शन के बारे में. अगर इसमें से आपको कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो आप लोग मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं. चलिए कुछ पूछना है तो पूछिए, अदरवाइज लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड एंड अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट द
No doubt, sir.
इलेक्ट्रॉन. हाँ बेटा.
No doubt, sir.
Thank you. Now let us study about the electron movement into organic reaction. So let us study about the electron movement in the organic reaction. So my dear students, first of all we should be aware that we have covalent bonds in most of the carbon compound, or we can say most of the organic compounds. We are much aware that the organic bond is formed by sharing of electrons. So whenever there is a carbon compound, we have this carbon and carbon, let us say, and that is what it forms the bond by sharing of electrons. This is what it happens. So if we have any bond, if we show this, that means actually we have been representing two electrons. So my dear students, the movement of electron in organic reaction can be shown. So now we want to show this movement, how this electron move. And how do we show them? That is what we want to study. So let us say there is a compound or there is a chemical reaction taking place, and we have an atom Y which is present into the organic compound, and it has got double bond and single bond around it. So now my dear students, what happens? This compound can be shown with the electron movement. Now how do we show it? So we show this electron movement by the arrow, by the curved arrow. So we show this electron movement by the curved arrow. So you can see, my dear students, we have pi electron. Here we have sigma bond. This is sigma bond. This is pi bond. We know that pi bond creates the reactive centers. So here the electron moves, and how do this electron moves? Let me write here that the electron moves from pi bond to the adjacent bond position. The electron moves from pi bond to the adjacent bond position. So you can see that, my dear students, we have two electrons here, which are pi electrons. We can show them, or we should not show them actually. And this is the adjacent bond. This bond and these bonds are adjacent bonds. So we want to show this movement of electron from pi bond to the adjacent bond. For that we use the arrow, and finally we represent it in this manner, that the pi electrons have moved to the adjacent bond position, and thus in the adjacent bond position now the pi bond is formed. So this is one way by which we can show the movement of electron. This is what I'm trying to explain you, how electron moves, my dear students. So I'm trying to explain you the movement of electron. Then the second possibility we can discuss about. So let's have a look to the, uh, my dear students, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
let's move forward.
Yes, sir.
Then, my dear students, we may have this movement of electron in some other way. Let us look at this type of movement. We have same compound, we have same type of compound, and we want to show the movement of electron this time. So this time, my dear students, we are going to show the movement of electron in some different manners. Let us show it this way, that from pi bond to the adjacent atom. So this way our movement of electron is from pi bond to the adjacent. See, last time it was adjacent bond. Now here from pi bond to the adjacent atom. So now we want this electron to move on Y. Again, you can remember that this is the pi bond, this is the sigma bond, and the electrons from pi bond actually moves. So this electron from pi bond, they moves and goes to the atom Y. So now we can show this electron on atom Y. This is even possible. Then, my dear students, if the electrons have moved from atom to atom Y, then again we can show the movement in a different manner. So if we have these electrons on an atom, then they can move even in a very particular manner. Let us see how do they move. So we can show that from atom to the adjacent bond position, we can show the movement. So now here we are going to show the movement from atom to the adjacent position, or adjacent bond position. It is better if we write adjacent bond position. So you can see that this electron, we are going to make a move that they will go to that position, which is adjacent position, and thus we can have Y double bond this way. But you may have this question, sir, does are this electron move on the right side only? No, my dear students, we can even show this movement of electron in the opposite direction too. So if we have this electron available here, if according to the condition, they can move even this side. And when we show this kind of movement, my dear students, we will describe it, or we will show it. So the double bond produces on the left hand side, and on the right side we have this kind of single bond. So now this is what it happens. Now, my dear students, sometime what happens, some interesting things happens. Let me explain that to you. This is what we have shown, the movements of the pi electrons. Now what happens sometime, Suppose you have a bond between A and B. So here this A and B has got two electrons with it. You can see these two electrons. Now when this bond is being broken, so if there is a bond cleavage, let me write it here very clearly that we are going to explain the bond cleavage. There are two possibilities. Now what are those possibilities? Let us see. See this bond cleavage A and B has got the two electrons available with them. This electron can be equally distributed. This electron can be unequally distributed. So we have either equally distributed, equal distribution, and then we may have unequal distribution. Now, when there is equal distribution, my dear students, we can say that these atoms have same electronegativity. Same electronegativity. So what happens, my dear students? This is how we can show them that if we have A and B, then we have two electrons available on it. We have a bond. So how do we show this? One electron goes to B, and that is what we show it with the half arrow. And another electron goes to A, that is what we show it with the half arrow. And then, my dear students, the product formed is represented as A and electron and B and electron. This is how we show it. Same way, when there is unequal distribution, my dear students, the electronegativity is not small or same. So there are two possibilities that we can discuss, my dear students. In this case, we have two possibilities, A bond B. Now what happens, my dear students, sometimes both the electrons which are present here may go to B. So that is what we show it with the full arrow. Please remember, this is what we show it with the full arrow because both the electrons are moving. This is what it is the case when the electronegativity of B is more electronegative. So when B is more electronegative, my dear students, both the electron goes towards B. So A become A plus and B become B minus. This is how the bond cleavage takes place. But suppose, my dear students, if A is more electronegative than B, A is more electronegative. If A is more electronegative than B, my dear students, then both the electron goes to A. So this movement we show with the full arrow. And here in this case, my dear students, A becomes minus and B becomes plus. So this is how we can understand the bond cleavage. Now please remember, my dear students, that this kind of arrow which we have shown here, which is half arrow, or this is how we have represented here, my dear students, that this kind of arrow, which is a half arrow or half headed arrow, we call it as a half headed arrow, or we call it fish hook arrow. I hope you understand. Here, this kind of arrow, we call it as a half-headed arrow, or we call it as a fish hook arrow. Can you please repeat? Can you please repeat after me? Half-headed arrow or fish hook arrow? I would be happy if you can repeat. Okay. Nobody will repeat. So this is what it is called, the half-headed arrow or fish hook arrow. It is represented when we want to show the movement of single electron. So when we want to show the movement of single electron, we use this. So we use this to show the movement of single electron, to show the movement of single electron. So this is how we understand about the movement of electron. Now if you have any doubt, you can ask me, my dear students. बच्चों अगर आपको कोई डाउट है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं इसमें. कुछ पूछना है क्या?
No, sir.
Okay. Then let's move forward and understand something more. So now, my dear students, we have seen about the bond cleavage. We have seen about the bond cleavage. This bond cleavage is also known as the breaking of bond. We have seen two type of bond cleavage. Can you tell me what two type of bond cleavage that we have seen? Any of you? Dear students, we have just studied about the two type of bond cleavage. Can you tell me what are those two types of bond cleavage that we have studied? No problem.
Pi bond, sigma bond.
Okay, it was a good try. We have seen the type of bond cleavage where there is A and B available. See, if we have A and B, this A and B are turned into A electron and B electron. And we have seen that if we have A and B, they can be converted into A plus and B minus, or they can be converted into A minus and B plus. This type of bond cleavage we have seen. So these various types of bond cleavage, what we have seen, my dear student, they are known as, this kind of bond cleavage is known as the homolytic bond cleavage. Homolytic bond cleavage. And this type of bond cleavage is known as the heterolytic bond cleavage. So there are two types of bond cleavage. One is homolytic bond cleavage, another is heterolytic bond cleavage. Now what is the speciality of this bond cleavage of homolytic and heterolytic? That when there is homolytic bond cleavage, my dear students, it is necessary that A and B are equally electronegative. So the electrons which are present in the bond, they are equally attracted by both the atoms. And this kind of bond cleavage, we show it with the arrow. What is the name of this arrow, my dear students, if you can recall? What this arrow we call it? It is half-headed arrow or fishhook arrow. So the second point that we can write about this is that this kind of bond cleavage we represent with the bond cleavage is represented with fishhook arrow or half-headed arrow. We can even write one very important point here, my dear student, that both atoms around the bond have almost equal electronegativity. Now, my dear students, this A dot and B dot, whatever they are produced, they are known as the free radicals. They are known as the free radicals. So during the homolytic cleavage, please remember that during the homolytic cleavage, what happens? Free radicals are produced. Free radicals are produced, my dear students. And let us understand the same with one example, that let us look at the example of this homolytic cleavage, that if we have Cl bond Cl, that is Cl2, then it has two electrons that we can show with the fish hook arrow, and that gives us the Cl free radical and Cl free radicals. So these are the free radicals that we obtain. Free radicals. Please remember that these free radicals are very reactive and they are not so stable. Now, my dear students, we want to study about the heterolytic bond cleavage. So there are two possibilities that we have seen. This is the possibility when the A is more electronegative. Than B. This is the case where B is more electronegative than A. So when A is more electronegative, then the electron moves towards the A, and when B is more electronegative, then the electron moves towards the B. So we need to explain this with the two kind of bond cleavage. Remember that when a pair of electron moves, we show the complete or full headed arrow. So here we can show this arrow in this manner when it goes on B, my dear students, or this A, both the electron can go to A. When both the electron can go to A become negative and B become positive. When both the electron go to B, A become positive and B become negative. So here, my dear students, the product that we obtain, they are ions. So now we can start studying about this one by one. So A and B are equally electronegative in case of the homolytic cleavage, but in heterolytic cleavage, electronegativity of atoms around the bond is not same. So they do not have same electronegativity, is not same. Then, my dear students, we have the next point to study about. Bond cleavage is represented by full-headed bond cleavage represented by full-headed arrow. That is what we can understand. Then the next point, both the atoms around the bond have almost equal electronegativity. Here, both the atoms have different electronegativity. During homolytic cleavage, free radicals are formed. Here, during heterolytic cleavage, during heterolytic cleavage, ions are formed. So let us understand this, my dear students, that if we have, CH3Cl, and if we have two bonds present, two electrons over here, then Cl is more electronegative than CH3, and that is why both the electron goes on Cl, and thus we can have CH3 plus and Cl minus. This is what it happens. But suppose if you have something which is, for example, if you have CH3NO2, then in this particular case, my dear students, the electron goes to CH3 and finally you will get CH3 minus and NO2 plus. So this is how, my dear students, we study. So the ions are formed during the heterolytic cleavage, and the homolytic cleavage, the free radicals are formed. Now my dear students, if you have any doubt, you can ask about this. बच्चों अगर कोई डाउट है तो आप लोग पूछ सकते हैं मुझे.
No doubt, sir.
Okay, then I hope you have enjoyed the class. I wish you happy learning.